the main event, Derrick Lewis, number 4 ranked heavyweight, 23-7 with 1 no contest, and Alexey Oleinik, who he's 43 years old. He's number 10th ranked fighter. He has a fucking record of 59-13-1, which is nuts for MMA.
60.
He's fought in 4 decades, like Alistair Overeem, the 90s, the 2000s, and 2010s.
That's whack.
And then 2020s now, which is fucking crazy. Lewis had a 38-pound advantage over Alexey, and that was him cutting weight too. Like,
yeah, Derrick is one of those guys where he has to cut to make 265
to make the maximum weight, which is fucking crazy. And that was him. He still had like cut a good amount of weight too, which is which is nuts. And I thought Alexey would kind of win if the fight dragged on. I kind of saw this going 2 ways. Either Derrick was just gonna smash him, or Alexey was kind of going to drag the fight out, kind of make it a Marty Fake Snoozman fight
to the ground,
just a sub, because he's good. He doesn't really shoot for takedowns. He likes to trip guys from the clinch. So I kind of thought that was going to go on, and that kind of did happen in the first round. Alexey had him in a scarf hold, which is kind of like a neck crank from side control. And Derrick Lewis even acknowledged that it kind of like sucked ass, like that submission from. He had a hard time breathing.
Face to face.
Derrick Lewis is a big boy too, right? And he said he was gonna come out balls blazing or some shit like that, and he literally like came out swinging right away, which you should do against Alexey too. And Alexey, he has like that funny tradition or routine in between rounds where he puts his feet up on the cage for blood flow, and apparently. What was it? It's good for lowering your heart rate than sitting down.
Yeah, and it also flushes lactic acid as well.
See? I didn't know that. And another thing about that knockout was it was exactly like the Walt Harris KO of Alexey Oleinik. Except Walt Harris starched him in like 12 seconds or 14 seconds, something like that, really quick. He led off with the same thing, same setup, flying knee to a right hand and just fucking dropped him. And then he
gave him the flurry.
Yeah. Right at the beginning of the second round, he did the flying knee and then caught him with the right hand, dropped him. The flying knee hit him in the chest too, so it was more of a setup. And then he just fucking finished him off with his ground and pound, because Derrick Lewis is some of the nastiest ground and pound in the UFC.
He's a big boy.
Unbelievable ground and pound. So much power. That was that fight. It was a huge win for Derrick Lewis. I don't know what he's gonna have next. I don't really see him winning a belt, to be completely honest, with his ground game. You know, if he faces the Curtis Blades of the world, I think he's gonna get smashed unless it's like a Francis Ngannou
where
he catches
right
him.
Now are Derrick Lewis is 4th and Curtis Blades is 3rd.
Oh, so that could be a fight.
That could be the next fight. Nice test
Sean
for
Shelby,
Derrick.
hit us up for a job, bro.
Yeah, we're fucking making matches. I think that would be a good test. Same thing with Sugar Sean. They're trying to put him up against a wrestler, so...
They were saying Sugar Sean against Derrick Lewis.
That'd be fucked. But imagine.
Sugar Sean by first round.
Basically what ends up happening as you're climbing the rankings is if you have only a certain style or whatever, like you get matched by other people that are complete, that are in the top 3 or whatever, that are like full-blown martial artists that don't just punch or don't just box or whatever. They got the ground game, they got the stand-up is on point, everything's on point. So, like you said, I think it would be a good test to go up against someone like Curtis Blades. He also had a dope fight night in the Apex as well.
Yeah, he just smashed Alexander Volkov. It was pretty boring, but
it was pretty boring, but
he did what he had to do.
That would be a sick fight. Couple big boys going at it, and
they were saying like I put it out on Twitter, and people were like, "Oh, the Francis Ngannou," or someone commented on one of the pictures. And I don't know.
I think that'd be perfect. I think whoever...
They already fought once. It was then.
I think Ngannou...
It was the most boring fight ever in UFC history.
I think Ngannou will fight...
He should fight the winner of
Stipe and DC.
Unless it's...
DC.
If it's DC, then he retires. Then it's going to be...
Stipe and Francis for a vacant heavyweight belt.
Yeah.
But which would be kind of shitty for Stipe, because he's going to get a title shot again even if he loses.
I don't even know if they do that, actually, because Stipe already smashed Francis, so I'd probably do like a fucking... I don't even know, actually. I don't know. Maybe
Stipe versus the winner of Derrick Lewis and Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades really wants a title shot. I know that. He was like, oh...
It's because he's gotten starched by Francis twice. That's what's stopping him from getting that shot. Because if he beat Francis the second time, he would have easily gotten the shot. So I don't know.
Lots going on in the heavyweight division, guys.
Yeah,
I think
we have that up-and-comer Canadian, the Bowser guy.
It'll be sick. It'll be sick next couple months for the heavyweight division because there's gonna be another title fight right after the DC one if DC wins, because then there'll be a vacant title and it'll be the same as the flyweight division where they got to pick the top two contenders. Same thing with Petroyan and Aldo. It wasn't necessarily based off of numbers, clearly, because Aldo got the shot.
Yeah.
So who knows who's gonna be fighting for the heavyweight belt and who's gonna be the heavyweight champ after next weekend, August 15th, Stipe versus DC3, the trilogy. You heard it here on Dark Horse MMA.
And then it's funny in the Derrick Lewis, of course, notorious for his post-fight interviews. My balls were hot. When Paul started talking to me, he didn't realize he was live, and then he was just like, I gotta take a shit.
You have the most knockouts in UFC heavyweight history, my friend. Well, listen, we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, hello.
He literally said that live. It was so funny. Then Paul just started fucking dying. So that was really jokes to see. Yeah, he said he doesn't want to take any more fights until he loses 15 to 20 more pounds. So he likes beating that. He wants to be even more lighter. So he's thinking in September, and that was his third win in a row. So big dub. Big shit for the Black Beast.
If he got nice and cut, it'd be sick.
Yeah, imagine. If you guys enjoyed the video, always make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notifications to always stay updated with the latest UFC news.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Dark Horse MMA Podcast, episode number 6. I'm Jules Melly.
I'm Michael Muto.
Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.